Hey, quick tip on... God, my desk is a mess. Quick tip on anxiety and an update for you. Your anxiety is only anxiety because probably you have some underlying PTSD issues, which have... Let me restart. I just got an email, and person, it's a request for a subliminal, and I'm gonna work on them, but right now I just want you to know that your anxiety is a result of PTSD and experiences you've had regarding fear and being afraid of people, places, or things. So, anxiety itself is, when you're feeling really jittery, when your nervous system is responding in a fearful state towards external stimuli or internally induced stimuli through memories or thoughts or intrusive thoughts or whatever the case may be, okay? So what you must be aware of regarding this is that your anxiety is simply due to your nervous system and your gut bacteria, the microbiome in your stomach, your intestinal tract, your kidneys, your liver. It's due to those aspects of you misinterpreting the energy coming in as fearful, harmful, or dangerous. So it triggers an anxiety state. So your higher self, your source self, could be sending you an insight, and then you suddenly get all anxious for no reason. That's because you're actually interpreting that energy that's coming into you or around you or in your environment as fear inducing, only because your nervous system has been trained to respond in fear, because your microbiome, your stomach, the way you've been eating, the way you've been thinking, has been creating a vibration of fear within you, which probably means you've been eating a lot of meat, because when the animal dies, it feels a lot of fear, and that fear releases a hormone through the system of that animal, and then you consume that meat, which means you're consuming that hormone-infused meat, and that hormone-infused meat was infused by fear-induced hormonal releases, the opposite of oxytocin. Oxytocin is a trust hormone, and when an animal is killed for meat, it doesn't release a oxytocin hormone, it releases a holy shit, I'm dying, I'm being hurt, I'm fading, etc., etc. hormone. So when you're around people, places, or things and you're getting anxious, your body is replaying the effects of that animal's experience. You're replaying past experiences you've had, all of which go back to different timelines, different parallel realities, different imaginary scenes you've had, different dream experiences. You are a culmination not only of bacteria and cells, but also thoughts, actions, emotions, beliefs, entities, everything really. So when you're getting anxious, when you're having a panic attack, when you're getting lost in depressive disorders, it's not your fault. You've trained your body, willingly or unknowingly or knowingly, to vibrate on fear. And it's easier said than done, but the solution is vibrate on love. How do you do that when you're in a really messed up state? Easy. You give yourself a trigger. So I usually have these things on my desk. So when I'm feeling messed up or I'm feeling anxious, I usually notice something around me, whatever it may be, to remind myself that if this situation happens, that means I'm vibrating on fear. Therefore, I must switch to this situation, which is why I have... Where's that video? Bear with me for a minute. I have to go find this video on my channels. Because my channel, energy work and this. So here, you go to my channel, focus, you nitwit. There you go. Okay, you go to this energy work, DNA activations, and meditations playlist, okay? Then you click on the first one. Just click this and breathe. Let this be your trigger. Whenever you're having an anxiety moment and you're in the house, begin to train yourself. So you just click this video and you don't even need to do anything. I would recommend you sit down and watch it, but you don't have to. Just let it play in the background, and throughout the entire anxiety attack you're having, where you're pacing back and forth around the house, where you're telling yourself you're not worth money, or you're telling yourself you're ugly or this or that, just let this play. And then continuously train yourself that seeing something sparkly reminds you that you're worth more than what you're feeling. And then create another trigger. So the next time you're like, oh, I'm so depressed, remember, click this again and watch this. Your mind will have like a short circuit effect where it's like, if you're depressed, why is this still playing in the background? Normally when you're depressed, you're in the corner somewhere doing some self-sabotaging behavior. Why is this still here? You can't be that depressed if this is still playing. Use it as a trigger. Use it as a assistance thing. And at the end of it, I have a video of being by the lake and doing energy work by the lake at like Lake Geneva in Wisconsin. And it's just there to help you. It's an entire, like, people would probably call this a portal to something. It would call this a recoding of your system. I mean, there's so many different ridiculous words for these things. But all you need to do is give yourself a different trigger. So when you're getting anxious, when you're having a panic attack, remind yourself, if I see a boat, it means I'm fine. If I see leaves, it means I'm fine. If there's clouds in the sky and there's no rain and everything's fine, then why am I depressed? It's going to take a while, more than likely, but eventually the more you do this, the better it's going to be. The more you're going to have peace and comfort, the more you're going to realize you're worth it. Anxiety and panic and all those things, they're not your fault. You're not broken, and there's nothing wrong with you. Your system has just been conditioned to vibrate on a frequency which makes you a victim. Not even a victim to anybody, but a victim to yourself. And then that energy goes to and feeds other things, which is a whole other story. Which is why you probably have panic attacks constantly, because those things get hungry. And even those entities and thought forms, they can be trained to feed off of other energy sources. So don't worry about them. Just simply state to yourself that every time this happens, you're going to find your peace one way or another. You can also use a piece of jewelry. Like you can have a crystal by your side. You can have I've been using this. It's a piece of moldavite that who got me a long time ago. And I still use it. I still have it on me every day. I never ever take it off. And every time I get anxious or depressed or anything, I remind myself moldavite is the highest vibrational stone that people know about. And it was formed by an impact crater billions of years ago from a meteor that smashed into the earth. The lore behind it goes all the way back to the Emerald Tablets of Thoth, and which is linked to all sorts of beautiful and wise lessons and teachings, and a whole bunch of messed up history as well. It's also tied to the Holy Grail and Mary Magdalene and all of that stuff. So remind yourself of something. All of your issues in life, every single one, is due to a misinterpreted vibration of your body. And only because you've been training your body to do it. Every time you have an anxiety attack, you're basically affirming and confirming to your body that this is the state you would prefer to be in when new energy comes into your body. So, like, if this is you and your higher self or your source self, the universe is like, sending you a new download pack of information, a new blueprint, a new whatever, some new experience. And you're all like, I don't know what to do with this. New people, new places, new things scare me because of so and so that happened in the past. And then your greatest self is sending you more. They're like, no, it's fine, it's fine. And then you're like, holy shit, I don't even want to do this anymore. I'm just gonna go over there. I'm just gonna sit here and panic, and I'm gonna do this. All the while you're sitting, like, the path for you is just attempting to tell you, this is supposed to be helping you to calm down. The energy coming to you, anxiety itself, is a misinterpreted joy vibration. It is a misinterpreted excitement. It's basically happy energy, or the lowest stages of happy energy, like down here, so that you can get to here. Because if you're miserable all the way down here, like, you're like here and hiding, and the universe is like, hey, you want to be happy? We got money for you. We got joy. We got happiness and love and a good health all the way over here. And you're here like, nope, I ain't doing it. Joy and happiness, and people have hurt me in the past. I'm not going up there. And then you get a, little experience coming in and saying, hey, how about you just meet this one little puppy, or this one friend, or this one something. And then you get anxiety. And then from anxiety, you go to states of massive amounts of panic. Because you're realizing that you're coming out of this zone into this zone. So you went through the wave, the massive floodgate of joy, excitement, peace, love, happiness, contentment, and everything else, which your body translates as fear. It's dangerous because it keeps you away. Like, it keeps you away from your comfort zone. So you got to go through this little brown spot, which is your own thoughts and things keeping you away from the flow. And once you get to the flow, it's like walking through a river. You can't stay there because it's overwhelming. So you just go to the next square, and you're like, okay, I'm here in this comfy spot, which is feeling kind of content, but having someone with me, which means I have to have my own thoughts still, anxiety and everything else, and all my paranoia and self-esteem. But I have to figure out how it's okay, which then tells your stomach and your guts and your bacteria and everything, hey, it's time for a new program. We can't function the way we have here anymore. Now we have to figure out a way to function here, which means new foods, new clothes, new experiences, new hairstyle, new personality traits. And from there, you go there, which is a new job, a new career, a new home, new hobbies, new boyfriend, girlfriend, maybe even a new body, new skin, new hair, something. And then you're finally over here to where Source was actually sending you that energy in the first place of, hey, everything's fine. Do you see that everything's fine? It's all fine. And part of you is still going to be like, but what if it isn't fine? What if it is? What if it isn't? And that's fine. Think it. Because eventually you're going to get to where you've been hiding from yourself over there, which is your version of heaven on earth, which is something you have yet to imagine how it even exists. Because you've spent the predominant part of your life down here being told that this is all there is. I hope that makes sense. So next time you get a fearful feeling, just remember, there's no metaphor, there's no anything that anyone can tell you. You have to do this on your own. And you're either brave enough and you love yourself enough to get yourself out of this cliff, through the water, onto safe ground. Because it's safer here than it is here. And you have to teach yourself that. It is safer to be a part of a community. It is safer and healthier to be a part of a relationship, to be a part of a family, serving member of human society, to love yourself and to love the others and to accept who you are, the fears and everything else, than being here and waiting for affirmation. And to get here, you have to give up this version of you, which means the core belief of all of it is you aren't worthy of this, so that you remain here because you truly love yourself, believe it or not. You have deep self-love for you because you're doing all of this to protect yourself, even though you know that you've created your own hell as protection for yourself. So now you just have to translate that vibration of self-love from fearful self-love to loving self-love. I think that's it. I just felt that flow kind of. God, channeling has gotten so easy for me. Holy shit. Anyway, I'm gonna go because I need to go to the store. I love you, whoever you are, wherever you are. So, if you don't feel like you're loved, at least one person loves you. Me. And you know you love yourself even though you can't see it or feel it properly or the way you think you're supposed to feel it. So, go hug a tree. Listen to this video. There's a whole bunch more in here. There's like 26 videos. All right. And yeah, that's it for this video. Take care of yourself. And remember, it's just a misinterpreted signal. There's nothing wrong with you.